Hey everyone, I'm Dan from JazzComposersPresent.com, an online space where composers, musicians, and listeners come together to celebrate the music we love. I'm here today with Florian Hoefner, Juno-nominated pianist and bandleader, composer, arranger, and assistant professor of jazz studies at Memorial University in St. John's, Newfoundland. Florian is here to show us how to make creative use of rhythmic subdivisions.
Thank you, Dan, and welcome everyone to my mini lesson today. Yes, I'd love to talk some more about metric modulations and changing subdivisions. This connects directly to Miho Hasama's recent mini lesson on rhythmic modulation. So if you haven't checked out that one, I highly recommend it. What I'm going to talk to you about is two different rhythmic tricks you can do within that same concept of changing subdivisions. The first one is using a set pattern or motive and express that motive in different time signatures that all have a common total number of eighth notes. And then I'll present you with a piece where I've used this technique. So in the following PDF that we're going to show, you'll see the same bass line 3 times. You can see it's always the same pitches, and it's also always the same timeline. So what's different between all of those examples? The difference is that the beat shifts. The way the beat is perceived in relationship with the bass line changes. What that does is it switches offbeats to downbeats and switches downbeats to offbeats, which changes the way the listener is perceiving that bass line. So I'll play through it for you. I'll play through it twice so you have a chance to really digest it. So I'll give you the beat and I'll play the pattern on the piano. So here we go. Okay, I'll do it a second time. What I'm doing here with my pen, that's the beat. Here we go again. Okay, so we'll hear this phrase in action now in the piece, which is Moose Blues from the recent album with my quintet Subtone. And in the first example, you'll just hear the 3/4 going into the 12/8 feel, and then the 3/2 I've saved for the coda. So we'll show you that in a second example. So here we go. So you can hear that even the horn line is exactly the same both times, just that the meter changes. So that changes the way the drummer's playing and also the way I'm playing my fills on the piano. I'm just in a different field. The horns, though, and the bass play exactly the same notes in exactly the same timeline. And now let's listen to the coda where you can hear the transition to the 3/2 time feel. Yeah, so that was a fun way to work with the same pattern and show it in all of these from all of these different rhythmic angles. Really, it's a really nice effect to use in your compositions. So the next thing I wanted to talk to you about is using 2 different subdivisions at the same time to create an effect of a polyrhythm, or 2 different rhythms, meters going on at the same time. So the example you see here, that's from my composition In Circles from my latest quartet album. And what I've done here, I've used a 24 eighth note cycle. So that's 2 bars of 12/8, or as I've written it here, 4/4 with 12/8 feel, which is the same thing. Just a little bit easier to read sometimes that way. And these 24 eighth notes I've subdivided into 3 times 8 and 8 times 3 at the same time. 8 times 3, it's represented by the time signature. We have 8 beats with 3 triplets or 3 subdivision each. And then the 3 times 8 is a cross rhythm that's going on in the piano and bass figure. And that cross rhythm is an 8 note cycle that is happening within the triplet grid on the 12/8 timeful. So that creates a rhythmic displacement. After doing it 3 times, we're back on beat 1. And that creates this interesting effect almost of having 2 time signatures at the same time. Now, when we listen to this, you'll hear that at the beginning, Peter Kronreif, who's the drummer on this track, he's just playing the 8 part. So as the listener, that makes you focus on that and feel the beat somewhere else than where it is in reality. So once the right cymbal comes in and presents the real beat, that's a really surprising effect for the listener. And that's what I was going for with this. And then, of course, you have all of this complexity of the 2 different meters going on at the same time throughout the whole piece. Yeah, so I hope you could hear the surprising effect once the right cymbal came in, and also always the duality between those 2 different meters going on at the same time. I love working with rhythmic elements. There's a lot more you can do with these kinds of modulations, different subdivisions, and I'll get into this a bit more in my upcoming composer spotlight. So I hope you can make that one. Until then, thanks for listening and have a great day.
Thanks for watching today's mini lesson. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop any questions, comments, or suggestions for future videos in the comment section down below. To watch our full-length events and participate in live Q&As with our presenting artists, head over to jazzcomposerspresent.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.